Hello. I wanted to talk about this beautiful format before the game started. The um, the format for Sealson 1, pun not intended. I'm just reading as it says. Uh, Season 1 is gonna be doing a Swiss bracket for the first 4 weeks, and after that, they're gonna move into 3 weeks of four groups of four. I kind of like that, to be honest. I've been thinking about it for like the last couple of days because I've seen like a few leagues that do only the Swiss, and then a few leagues that do only the groups. Uh, and it can get like by the end of the season, you can find teams that are like 4-0, but they were never really challenged because their group was easier, right? Those the ones not in the Swiss. Or on the other hand, you can find Swiss teams that have had maybe a bad start in the beginning of their season, but didn't have a chance to climb all the way to the top versus like the 5-0 teams. So this seems, I think it has potential. I'm interested to see how it goes. Cause yeah, I don't know much about the 16 teams I believe that are signed up. Maybe a few of them aren't a full stack of five people that were playing together before. So that kind of first 4 weeks of the Swiss bracket group stage could give them an opportunity to uh, practice beyond just the scrims, right? Because there are some stakes. You do want to be in the top four seeds where you can like draft the opponents that you're gonna have in your groups. But worst case scenario, if you're in the bottom four seeds of the Swiss bracket, it doesn't have as much consequences because you're still gonna have the 3 weeks in the elimination stage of the round robin. Uh, I like it. I like it. And then the the playoffs is a pretty straightforward upper bracket, lower bracket shenanigans. Uh, we'll cover that more when the time comes. March. That's going to be in a couple months. So we have this format for the next bit. This is the first week. We're going to be watching Feeding Time versus Saturday Night Out. JK, I'm in my jammies. Uh, just waiting for the lobby to start here. And yeah, I will leave you guys with some more tunes and you can enjoy the nice graphic of the Seal Season 1 and the group stage.
It's
Hello,
gonna
this
be
is game
Penta's Willow.
game one. The draft started a couple of picks ago, and first pick was for feeding time, and second pick is for what are we calling them, Pierce?
We're just calling them PJs.
PJs. All right. Thank you for the nice, beautiful long name. I'll say it for you guys one more time. Saturday night out. Just kidding. I'm in my jammies, but for the sake of everyone's sanity on this cast, they will be PJs. Let me get this camera out of the way so that you can see the players. So yeah, a Magnus ban from PJs. You briefly said there was a very good Magnus player for feeding time.
Yeah, Dragon is seems to be a bit of a specialist in that regard. Most of his Dota buff compiles of both pubs and league play. A lot of Magnus, and it doesn't really matter the lane that he's in. He just plays the hero a ton, so they get that out. Wise choice, because I think it's a Magnus, especially in like a coordinated league play, is just never fun and can just lead to a pretty disastrous minute 10 through really minute 20. Ease of life just gets brought up by removing that out of the game. It looks like PJs won't have to deal, or feeding time won't have to deal with the potential techies pick out of PJs, as creating monsters is mostly their Dark Willow player that I've seen. Maybe they do end up moving that over, but there is a techies player in this lobby, which always leads to another bit of chaos and stress that you have to look out for.
Tiny. Probably one of the main heroes of the patch after the Avalanche buff, where status resistance does not apply to it anymore. Pretty strong support. I really like this banner they have. It's well designed. They put a lot of effort into it.
This tiny pick is something that both teams actually have players both core and support that play this hero. So I suspect both this game and any future games, you're going to see this hero being contested quite a bit. Witch Doctor Willow as a support combo. Not very tanky, but a lot of burst damage. Good team fight control. Strong laning, but also both these heroes can get caught up by the Disruptor and the Tiny. The Willow doesn't have an escape against this Avalanche. You can't just press W and TP out. So it's something that your Willow player is not going to be able to be as free as possible. And right now you're only looking at one hero that you can really burst once you hit that level 6.
Underlord. Very, very good synergy with Willow. We've played it a few times, and yeah, getting the Pit of Malice into another Bramble to refresh the pit route.
So conceptually, like a hero that you're going to play in the off lane that you don't really have too much fear of getting glimpsed back. Like, as long as Underlord's spells are up, he gets glimpsed back and he can just stand there and actually just throw down his pit, throw down his flames, and you're gonna have to fight into that, which you do not want to do. So I like it as an answer to this disruptor. You play centralized in an area. It's not a lot of chasing that's going on. If they run into you, you can stand your ground. So conceptually, really like it against the 5 that they're seeing right now. Is acceptable to a tiny wombo combo still, until you get some magic res items up. Especially when you add in any sort of another bit of control out of a pause 1.
Or more burst from a Hoodwink. That's probably a core Tiny then, right?
Could be a core Tiny. I also, if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw that their mid also plays some Hoodwink.
Yeah,
So
Festival when he was mid, he would play a Hoodwink mid. So
this is true. This is that would be a festival special. So,
but he is
if there is a world,
most likely
he's playing
carry
into
here.
this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a Pudge. Okay,
What?
so
Okay.
we're getting a core Pudge, core Tiny, core Hoodwink, core something.
So I saw the offlaner did have a fair amount of Pudge games. I didn't write that down in my notes, simply as it wasn't something I was expecting too much of. A lot of relocation spells coming out of PJs right now. You've got Toss, you've got Hook, you've got Glimpse. So a lot of different ways of moving the feeding time players off of their position.
Nice
I
team fight
love
stun
that
here.
Shaker pick.
Yeah.
If they're going to play off of this relocation, bring you into us so we can kill you, why not pick a hero that is going to give you the option of if you bring him to you and he lives, he ults you and then you die, or if you bring one of his teammates, he has a blink, he comes in, ulties, you still die.
Yeah, and I think he should be fine in the mid lane against either potential 3 cores that we're looking at, right? You'd be able to secure the last hits with your enchant totem, and you're threatening the melee heroes once you hit level 6. So
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think in theory, Tiny might be his worst matchup of those potential heroes that could go mid, because the damage from Crash Landing, Shaker doesn't really have a great amount of regen to sustain against that, and doesn't naturally build into an item that's going to allow him to sustain against that either.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be the case, and that's probably what Feeding Time are thinking as well. They're banning the carries, the Jug, and Ursa out. Ursa pretty strong as the Underlord in the lane, bullies you out, and Jug does not care about any of the roots. Let me see another.
Opposite side, PJ is getting rid of Nakes as someone who doesn't care about Glimpse, also likes the beefiness that he's seeing.
Mm-hmm.
You do have a BKB piercing stun, or at least some sort of BKB piercing control with the Pudge ult, but still something that you'd like to just not have to worry about at all. The Necro ban is interesting.
Yeah, it follows the thought process of it likes to play against tanky heroes, but at the same time, you have a Hoodwink Disruptor which can almost always solo kill him as a support duo.
And a tiny Crash Landing, even if he's support, does 1,000,000,000 damage into the Ghost Shroud. Like, I feel like they have great damage against this Necro, even if the Necro starts out with a good game.
It could be a comfort pick. Yeah, maybe they were thinking Underlord safe lane, right? And that would be like a mid Necro comfort pick against the tinier Pudge, so that Glueburn could have a good lane.
That's fair. That's fair. Also, one of those things of if you're a team that really prioritizes coming out of the lane strong, and you don't want to risk the, hey, this player just gets off to a really good start. You don't want to have to deal with the extra attention to detail that it requires to be able to play as a team to stop that, and really curb that momentum that they have. You can just get it out of the game. But it is interesting because I feel like there is a gyro. Interesting.
It is a lot of lane pressure with the either Willow or Witch Doctor. So you have very, very strong kill potential. And he doesn't mind farming alone, and the Underlord can always come help him, right? So if Gyro's being attacked, he has the Ags. He can lifesteal a little bit, buy some time for Underlord to TP in with the auras, and also gives you the tower hitting, because Underlord Shaker wants you to group and push objectives, but they're not going to hit the towers. Gyro gives you that answer. We'll see what carry or offlane they pick here. Or support. You never know. You never know.
I think there's also a bit of lack of wave clear from PJs, where Tiny, once he gets levels, can do it. Hoodwink, once she gets levels, can do it. Pudge has to walk up to the lane, so Gyro can just shove that lane out very effectively.
That's a wave clear. Festival.
It's a lot of wave
It's
clear.
playing Tinker. GSKW is on the Tiny, so maybe they're doing role swaps. My My guess of why Festival would be playing safe lane is just reading the team sheets on the Google sheet. Is Festival was listed first, but I would assume this is a Tinker mid. And maybe this team has that advantage of they have the flexibility of switching their safe laner and their mid laner, which would be a very, very strong drafting advantage for them moving forward.
Maybe there's some hidden safe lane tinker tech as well.
Oh,
You
yeah.
press march, you hit the people, you glimpse them back into the march when they walk away, you know.
Yeah, it is
I
a
don't know
crash
conceptually
landing
how good that
tiny,
is, but
which is more often than not the mid laner, right? If you're going carry,
Mhm.
you maybe you want the stat resist, especially against all the stuns on the enemy team. So we'll see. Only time will tell once we get into the match. Nothing crazy in the chat. Absolutely empty. No trash talk on the first game of the Sealson.
Hey.
Saturday night out. Just kidding. I'm in my jammies. They're running away from Roche.
I was hoping we were going to see that new tiny skin, but I don't think he had it.
He does not have it. Take a look at facets in case I missed anything crazy. Rotten Core on Pudge, so he gains the extra attack damage. Left Death on the Witch Doctor. Cleave on the...
The safe lane
Underlord.
tinker.
It is.
And he's got a ward,
Yep.
he's got bottle queued up.
Safe Lane Tinker. It's probably the topic of the entire game. So, buckle up.
How this is going to function is a great question, but we will see. I do wonder what happens once Radiant are able to just buy BKBs and maybe a Hex, you know?
Yeah. Both teams holding their respective safe lane bounty runes. No crazy action for first blood.
I'm thinking through this, and honestly, this seems like a really hard Tinker game in general with the amount of bits of control and like
Willow?
it's not just single
Oh, they're gonna
wow.
get the hook. Bushwhack to follow, and Tinker doesn't get the first blood. Janeth and Do Right will grab it, goes bottom.
You think about this, Tinker wants to be able to be uncatchable in these fights later in the game, but you look over at what jammies have and or at what feeding time have, and feeding time has a lot of this AoE control. So you've got Pit, you've got Brambles, you've got Cursed Crown, you've got Shaker spells, you've got Paralyzing Cask, you've got Rocket. Like, there's a lot of different ways to catch this that I don't think Translocator really helps you be able to get out of too much. And if you have any other type of control, like a Hex on top of that, this is a very susceptible to die Tinker. Like, the Tinker, I feel like, has to buy BKB this game, which doesn't feel good.
We'll see. I mean, maybe Pudge starts doing damage with this Rotten Core, and you kind of like have all the roles fulfilled, but from different lanes. As Festival takes some damage here on the Tinker.
Taking a lot of damage early on. Once this Underlord and this Willow hit their...
Oh, another Bramble's gonna land. Translocator immediately out of it, though. And it'll purge off the remaining burn duration from Firestorm. Glimpse back. Blood Grenade. A little in trouble. Oh, one more right click. Rhea is gonna find the kill on Penta. 2 for 0 for Jammies or PJs.
It's very much showcasing the strength of hitting level 2 before your opponents in lane, as soon as they hit that level 2, they immediately just went on the one hero that did not have their escape spell at all.
Yeah. Mid lane, 7 denies for the Shaker. Tiny does have 5 as well, so it's a bit even, but we'll see as levels keep going the Shaker's way if he can extend that lead.
Funny watching the two bruisers mid just sort of slow hit everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be a farm fest until this Tiny hits his Soul Ring timing, and then he can start spamming out some real damage onto the Shaker. That's going to be interesting once this Falcon Blade comes online and this Gyro is able to get several points into his flak cannon. I think you're just going to see them shoving out this wave over and over again.
Yeah, they do have the small camp stacked, so they'd be able to hook lands onto the Witch Doctor, but he will be okay. Alright, what is the Witch Doctor called? Nobody's saying that. What are these letters?
I was trying to say that earlier and gave up on it, so I was just gonna call him Witch Doctor.
on the Google sheet, it was Mr. BGK, but that's obviously very different. I don't think they had a stand-in. I checked the Discord beforehand, but maybe I missed it. But yeah, I think Witch Doctor is a great name. We'll stick with Witch Doctor. Sanguivulps, totally.
Pretty sure it means
key
like blood
issues.
fox, but
Is Shaker using legacy keys?
I like to see this. Gyro is already going to be bringing himself out some more tangos. This is something that I have seen in my own pubs, and I feel like it's taking people some time to readjust, but the flag creep not providing that innate healing to heroes anymore has definitely made a noticeable difference in the lack of regen that you are experiencing in lane now.
Doesn't it? What?
And
Wait, so it only gives it to other creeps?
yes.
Okay.
So it no longer provides it to hero units.
I see.
So that is why there has been such a push for all of these healing supports, and why, especially now more than ever, getting the Lotus feels like a huge difference in these lanes.
Yes, I'll keep my flaming comments to myself. He's going Midas, by the way. I will try to convince us why it's good.
Oh.
Tinker has item cooldown reduction based on his intelligence, so his Midas will be fast. And however, Midas no longer gives you experience. So
Bonus experience.
yes, bonus experience. So we'll see. But like we talked about earlier, the Swiss is you can use it for testing. So maybe they're gonna test some things.
He's farming well, but at the flip side,
Oh,
the Thunderlord's also getting
get a hook.
quite a bit of farm himself.
Witch Doctor tried to harass with the Maledict, but a nice bushwhack sets up the hook shot, or the pudge hook. And they get another kill.
Very early earn coming out for this Hoodwink. Already being able to get charges on it feels very nice.
Yeah, the CS is very even across the board. All of the cores pretty much around the same number of 27, so maybe a gank here or there will change the outcome. Because even though it's a 3-for-0 in favor of PJs, there's not much of a net worth lead. They're barely hitting that 1k, but dropping right below it every now and then.
Good salve purchase off of this Pudge. He was at risk here with this Witch Doctor coming back up. Level 2 Maledict. A full mana and HP. Up against 2 levels in Rocket Barrage of dying quite easily, sitting in lane with just 300 HP. well worth the 110 gold.
Yeah. They do have one urn charge. We'll see if they try to keep up the pressure here. Bushwhack barely misses.
If you look mid, Tiny is already starting to chunk away at the Shaker's
Yeah.
HP. The Shaker does have a shield rune in his bottle, so not too much danger right now, but Tiny's literally going to force it out just to exist in the lane for the Shaker.
Firestorm and Pit of Malice almost brings down the Tinker. He did have a stick though, so he survived. No kills missed so far. We're doing great. Thanks for not dying, Festival.
Both teams grabbed their own wisdom runes. Wanted to see someone steal one, but not yet.
I don't think either team at this point feels that they have hit their timings to really push the envelope too much.
Festival will get caught by the Bramble, and his translocator will keep him alive yet again. How much shield is it? Level 1 is 80 shield. That's pretty respectable. Gets a shared tango.
Festival pretty desperately need
Oh,
this,
middle, we've got a... Oh, he's gonna get away with that fissure.
We may have missed an ankle slam, but that's okay. He's waiting for Avalanche to come back up, but nice brambles from the Willow will connect Avatos onto the Underlord with a glimpse to bring Underlord back, but the fissure finds the Tiny at the end there.
Honestly, that bought enough time for Festival to be able to
Find
get
Underlord
his 6 in
maybe
piece.
in trouble. He will be fine. So it is a base recharge is 90 seconds, 16% cooldown reduction. He's about to pick up an intelligence item. It's now 18% cooldown reduction. I don't know, man. I'm starting to be convinced here. Because you're not going to do it in...
Math might be mathing.
Yeah, they find Underlord again here. And nice shield on the Disruptor. He's going to stay alive. Hook is going to miss.
That's
Nice
actually
coconut
great.
from the Witch Doctor. Oh, and the fissure lands on Rhea, and Rhea will fall. Pudge trying to run away with the Maledict still on him. Maledict expires. He's still alive. Juking in the trees. Fissure, and Penta will find the kill with that last attack. He's up to 20% cooldown reduction. I don't know, man. I don't know. He's doing something. He's cooking. Like, what's this Gyro doing? He doesn't have a Midas. He doesn't have 20% item reduction. He's losing. I think it's over.
I think this Gyro is currently getting some free farm, but we'll see whose GPM ends up higher. I think the Tinker still wins, maybe just natively
will
back to being able to
miss a
shove
hook.
every wave on the map, but
Could that be... No, that's treads on the courier for the Shaker. That is half his health from one tiny combo. Not so tiny now, are we, Mr. GSKW? I've seen worse names, by the way, so this is fine. I'm honestly fine with these names.
and a stack check. They have a triple stack of their big camp in the Radiant Triangle.
Danathan will fall to the Call Down and Maledict. Mid lane, haste on the Shaker. Echo Slam used just to get a stun off, though, but that's a very tanky Tiny with 1,000 of his 1,600 health still remaining. A glimpse here could catch him out. They're gonna find him. Avalanche available. Toss back. Tower will get one attack off. The haste's still on, though, so he's gonna be able to get back to his tower. Bushwhack connects. Bramble. On. Oh! He dodges the attack!
Oh,
With the innate, and Shaker will die to a toss. Dragon is dead. And Hook will connect. Glooburn. In a world of pain. Witch Doctor. Dying from the Save Your Friend syndrome. But he did find a kill
back for
on...
the Gyro, who will get the kill, but
Yeah, it is unlucky. What is the percentage? 20? 21%. Wow. But the Witch Doctor did help get the kill on Danathan, so it is a worthwhile trade for the Witch Doctor. Switch over to the net worth, and looks like Tinker is stinkering it. I haven't been paying too much attention, but I think he's mostly just sticking to that ancient area, right? Just back and forth to his tower. The small camp and ancient area.
I don't think he needs to do too much. I mean, it's one of the situations that he can now
Tiny blink reveal. Will grab the arcane. But Willow was there to help the Shaker. Oh, Bramble. Or Bushwhack connects. Shaker. Running away. Coconut landing on the Pudge. Hook. Shaker dead. Double kill for GSKW. That's a much better blink reveal than just grabbing an arcane rune. We thought he was in trouble. Turns out Feeding Time were the ones in trouble.
It was a real...
Well, it is feeding time.
It's a real call an ambulance, but not for me moment. Willow ends up using that ulti a little bit too soon, ends up wasting about 80% of it out of range of being able to hit anyone. I think if they were able to actually get the Willow on top, the Tiny would have died then and there. But unfortunately, that spell just goes off before they're able to get in range, and Tiny is able to get his blink off cooldown in the trees and then just blink in and turn the whole engagement around.
Yeah. We do have quite the contrast between the mid laners. It's he went brown boots into the blink on Tiny, so he had the blink earlier. And also his damage is higher because of the toss and more frequent. It doesn't rely on that cooldown. And Shaker still trying to farm his blink 1,000 gold away. And Fissure only 280 damage. Echo Slam is a 2-minute cooldown, so I'd be interested to see how much GSKW abuses that advantage and keeps pushing, as he is going bottom here, trying to take the tower.
I think a bit unfortunately, Radiant weren't able to stack their triangle properly between the double stacks, so the Shaker comes in and is able to clear out the big stack, but isn't able to use the Echo Slam to actually be able to clear both those camps traditionally like you would do to hit that early blink timing. And actually, when he just stacked those Ancients, then he ended up walking them into the big camp to block the big camp from spawning on top of that. So,
unfortunate.
Bit unfortunate. They lose out on a camp for now, but we'll all be fine in the end. You just, at this point, you pretty desperately need to hit that blink timing. Underlord does have his Rod of Atos now, so in theory, you're able to make some more plays, but as of right now, Radiant have not hit their power spike yet, so this is a bit of a spooky moment where Dire have all their support spells up. They've got a raid boss hero and they're Tiny, so you need to play very careful. Just make sure you get to your items. And where's this Gyro at? So almost, he's about 1,000 gold off now after finishing up these Ancients in the big camp from
into
his
their own
Ags.
jungle. Will pop. Nighttime vision, though. He's gonna blink. Willow gets her W off. Trying to get terrorized. Silence comes out from Disruptor. Penta will fall to the tree toss. Hook is gonna miss from Danathan.
They need to disengage.
Oh, blink Ava. Toss back onto Disruptor. There is a DD on this dragon. Echo Slam not killing Disruptor. Tiny creating a lot of space in the back here, holding two people. Is it space or is it death? It is death for GSKW. And Dragon will fall as well. The really weird toss into Hook. That looked very strange.
Can I get his Firestorm off?
Penta. Or Festival. I don't know how we mistaken Festival for Penta, but Festival to try to steal the kill, but no kill steal for him. He is at a 31% item cooldown reduction. Hand of Midas, going great. Will have his day gone soon, but he did stop for a Kaya and a Blink, obviously. Very farmed. 9k net worth. And now we're finally seeing a 2k lead. The first time jumps over 1k. Gyro doing his best to keep up in farm here.
He really needs to finish this Axe. It's going to speed up his farming quite a bit.
Speaking of farm, I mean, Glueburn is doing... He ulties, trying to get Disruptor here. Oh, Pit misses. But Glueburn has been doing a pretty good job at top net worth for his team. He has the Atos, like you mentioned, and he's only 1,400 gold away from this pipe, which will negate a lot of that Tiny's damage.
We talked about it at the beginning of the game, how
Blink?
once Radiant are able to get... Oh, boy.
He finds the Avalanche, no person to toss back to, trying to body block. Glimpse will finally connect. That's a pretty tanky Underlord, though. That's a dead Hoodwink. Penta secures the kill. Oh, going back in onto the Underlord. Terrorize will land. GSKW maybe overextending here as a homing missile.
Gyro.
He's just gonna homing missile and run away. Gyro's pretty low from farming, but that was very aggressive. Hook will land. Echo Slam available. Will he get it off? Blade Mail deters that from happening. Blink from Festival finds the kill. Dragon does have his Blink Dagger. Still a level 1 Echo. He might be saving it for a level 2.
And just like that, we've jumped to a 3k lead.
Wow.
Wow.
It's really important if you're Radiant. While you've had a lot of very messy engagements, they've been able to get some things out of them. And importantly, they really need to hold strong, recognize their BKB timings are going to be very strong. Just keep buying time. Once this round gets online...
Blinks into a hook, Dismember, and there's no Static Storm. Witch Doctor Stun will not bounce on anyone else. Bushwhack, Hoodwink ult. Dragon is dead. He TP'd to his death. That is very bad for the mid laner. Disruptor will survive on Envy, and Tiny killed Glueburn. GSKW finding a solo kill. What?
Can't tell if he gated out of base or if he gated to base.
How's it a solo? They just took damage from everyone. What am I reading? Wasn't Pudge and Hoodwink mid? What am I reading? It was not a solo kill? This looks like Shaker's death screen, by the way. Because, like, the hook into Bushwhack into Laser, that's literally Shaker's death screen. So my,
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that's Shaker's death screen. I really like the Blade Mail on Pudge. There's so much AoE uncontrollable damage from Radiant here. Like, the Gyro Flak is going to hit everyone. You can't not hit the Pudge. Shaker as well. Underlord. Same with Willow. The only one who doesn't care about it, right, is the Witch Doctor, but this Blade Mail is very, very strong. And he has a cloak just for extra tankiness, but will stop for a blink before he finishes that pipe. I like the itemization. And it is a 7k net worth lead. This Midas, I wish I could see its cooldown. So it's like...
Have you changed your mind on it yet?
I mean, it's great. 36% cooldown reduction. Someone do the math. 36% of 90 seconds. I'm not pulling out a calculator for that. They smoke. They have a phylactery on the Tiny. His damage is immense. He has an Arcane Rune as well. Scan. They'll find a very, very dead Penta. They were not dead before Penta was discovered, but a quick death. Gyro has to get out. Oh, they do catch another poor soul as Witch Doctor, whose name is Witch Doctor, is dead.
The Blood Fox is down.
Alright, so we're saying BKB timings are the big moment for feeding time. Are you just going to be avoiding all encounters, or you try to do like a smoke pick-off with the Shaker Blink? Or do you maybe say, hey, I've taken too many deaths on Shaker, I'm just gonna like not die and be passive. As the Tormentor will be dying. Rhea
I think the
is alive.
Shaker is smart in recognizing the Dire lineup really just does not do a lot once you have BKB. Even though Shaker's not the most traditional BKB hero, especially early on, he understands that, you know what, we can play these fights if we have this item. We just need to make it until we get there. I think what really needs to happen at this point is recognize that you do have some supports that can shove waves. Let those supports shove waves. Let your Underlord shove waves. Oh, and this Gyro is in a dangerous place.
He thinks he's
Spooky,
catching the
spooky
He does
Pudge, but
not
Pudge has his
realize the
entire
whole
team
is
behind him.
Yes, keep running, my
Patience
boy.
from
Keep running.
GSKW, because he also did not know where the rest of feeding time was.
Don't take for the bait, Shaker. Yes. This is truly a moment they just have to recognize we are not strong
Underlord.
enough to be taking these engagements.
Will Atos the Pudge? They're gonna drop a few spells on him here. Blade Mail. Oh! Blink Avatos onto both supports. Terrorize to keep the Tiny from killing anyone. Echo Slam to kill the Tiny. And that fight
A very big
was
kill.
all the pipe. I kid you not. The supports are still alive because of the pipe. Fight is still going though. Hoodwink dropping low. Festival finds a kill in the backline on Penta here. Pudge running with very low health. Gets a hook on... Oh my god! Festival destroying everyone. He has another laser on... The glimpsed Shaker will fall. And that's the right decision by Ann there. As he TP's out. And... Yeah, that
Those
was...
pew pew lasers are doing work.
Pew pew lasers.
I think there was a little bit of a situation where Radiant got very overzealous off the fact that they got that tiny kill and felt confidence to keep going. And I understand the Pudge is low, but at that point in time, you got a valuable kill. Nobody
Pops the
died on your
pipe.
side.
Very good pipe.
Just take what you're given and keep playing for that timing. And now they set back their Shaker a bit. Their Underlord ends up dying. Luckily, the Gyro doesn't die. He's getting close to his BKB now, 1,200 away. This is a situation you really need someone on your team just echoing a reminder of, guys, we have to play for our BKBs. And I like Witch Doctor's already got Glimmer. Willow has Glimmer queued up. They've got the pipe on the Underlord. This is truly a situation. Just get as much magic res as possible. Get those BKBs. You will have the damage once you have your levels. You just need to be able to sustain through these fights and actually be able to cast your spells on top of it.
Very valuable insights. I was watching the Poogies not getting high-fived by their owners.
Devastating.
It was pretty
It's
sad.
basically Poogie abuse, I think.
Mm-hmm. We could report that
Neglect.
to the admin team.
Obvious neglect.
Yeah. It's a nice ward. We didn't do any vision check. Why do you
I
think
actually
they
get-
can see Radiant space? That's weird.
I actually get frustrated when I try and high five my Poogie and then, a teammate comes in
Oh.
and high fives me instead.
Yeah. Teammates are the worst.
I know it can feel as though you're not getting a lot accomplished, but I actually would have liked, and especially with the heroes they're playing, I know it doesn't feel the greatest, but I would have liked to have seen these supports on Radiant side prioritize stacking more, not just in the early part of the game, but also in that mid part of the game where you're not particularly strong enough to be taking these engagements, and they're not giving you these pickoffs as Dire's just really rolling around as a ball. But just stack up as much as you can. You know you're at an econ deficit. Stacks are one of the best ways of being able to make up that ground.
Yeah. Quick item update, because it's now a 15k difference. There's a pipe on the Pudge. Blink on the Reyes Disruptor. Festival has a Shiva's Kai Assange. He's going for E-Blade next. And Glimmer for Epitrunks is coming up after they just finished this vessel. Radiant feeding time, not so many differences. Like you said, we have been waiting on those BKBs.
Arrow is 100 gold away now. What's the Shaker at? 1k away
1,000, yep.
for the Shaker. And Underlord's looking to finish that Ags up. He's got his first piece done, so he's going to be about 2k away now. This really is a stay patient, trust in the scaling of your lineup. I know it feels very bad. There's no way around it. It feels very bad right now, but I don't think this is a situation where, yes, they're down. It's one of the rare situations of being down 16k at 26 minutes. I don't feel like this game is like completely in the dumpster. I would say 9 times out of 10 in a Dota game, if you're down 16k at 26, 27 minutes in a game, it feels basically unwinnable. It does not feel that way right now for them. And even so, you look at the levels and the differences here. They're not far behind in terms of XP. The only real difference is this Tinker at level 20 versus that Gyro at level 16. And a lot of this net worth difference is really just baked into the Tinker having a ton of net worth. And it's absolutely something that's scary, but as I talked about earlier in the game, I still feel like they have good answers to this Tinker once they're actually able to use their spells and be able to get into these fights. So if they get one Tinker kill at this next fight when they have BKBs, that's going to be a huge swing in their favor, both in terms of gold and especially in terms of XP.
Yeah, a smoke does not connect for jammies, as Witch Doctor barely survived that smoke gank. But a failed attempt from jammies means more time for feeding time. That was good. More time for feeding time. The Tinker is going for all levels of Dagon after this E-Blade, so he's definitely not going to have a BKB. He is killable, although he does have 3k health, 30% stat resist, and armor. It's got a lot of armor with that Shiva's.
At this point in the game, I would have loved to have seen Willow do a journey to get that dire wisdom rune.
Mm-hmm.
You know that they're playing this is same exact theory as why oftentimes when you're behind in a game, one of the safest parts to farm on the map is the enemy side, especially when you're against a very like hunting heavy lineup like they are.
Blink onto this observer ward. They find the tiny, or they find the BKB gyro. They're trying to catch Tinker here. Fissure will connect, but that's a dead penta. Oh, the coconut from Witch Doctor. Is there any follow-up? No, there isn't.
Blink is on cooldown from Shaker.
Oh, he's back in on the tiny Shaker. Has to get glimmered. Glimpse back onto the Witch Doctor. They have no idea this ward is here, and it's absolutely annihilating them. As Festival gets another kill, and another blink in from GSKW. Tossback does not connect, but a blink Static Storm. E-Blade. Dagon equals death. Festival is unstoppable. 6-0 and 7 on this Tinker. Yeah.
This Gyro had done such a great job of not showing, just farming. He gets his BKB, and I think he feels emboldened by the fact that he has the BKB, that he feels like he can go farm that wave. But yeah, you don't have real control, and literally about 45 seconds earlier, the Pudge had thrown that hook into their secret shop. And they saw that, and they were able to place that ward down. So you know that they're in the area. That's just a wave. Even though your tower is right there, you can't push up and farm that with where your team is at. If your team is smoked sitting behind you, I think that's a different situation where you can sort of bait that out. Doesn't feel great to use your first BKB just to live in that situation. You really want to be making sure that you're using that to be able to secure a kill. So really tough to not see that go their way. This is a point in the game, especially with your BKBs up. Your Shaker didn't end up using his BKB. I would like to see them smoke up, try and get a kill, and really see if you can prep a wave that you can bait this Tinker into going on.
Oh,
because that's going to be your target that you want to jump here.
Blink Avalanche Tossback. Glueburn gets his pipe out. He's tanky. Now, Tiny in a world of pain, as he took a lot of damage from Glueburn's... Oh, BKB comes out from Dragon.
Oh, but Echo on only one
Echo
unit.
on only 1 unit to stun him. That is a very tanky Pudge, but he is going to die. They have to expend a lot. Glimpse back
I need to leave.
on
I need
Dragon.
to leave.
Dragon's still running away. Gyro does not have BKB, but he is going in. Ags just delivered for this Underlord. He uses it. Does not find the connection on Disruptor. Disruptor has Glimpse in 1 second. Uses the Psychic Headband to push him back. Shaker gets an Echo. Or not an Echo, a Fissure. Alright, Festival's not dying. I'm going to look over here on this Disruptor. Gets a Glimpse on the Witch Doctor. Festival's coming back from base to probably get a double kill here. Beautiful double stun by Trunks. Everyone gets their name said once at least, guys. I try my best. You called it,
I've
Pierce.
just been thinking Patron is what I've been thinking in my head.
They had the very good kill on the Pudge. They needed to leave right then and there. They had the win in the fight, right? They had a positive trade. But they kept chasing. Sure, Gyro didn't die, but you had your Underlord chase very deep here with the Witch Doctor and giving more kills to the Festival Tinker, who's about to have an Aegis, or maybe for the... No? Festival gets it. He backspacks the Midas. The Midas has a 60% cooldown reduction. Okay, he backpacks the Dagon. Yeah, see, he knows.
I will say, technically speaking, they did actually come out on top in that fight in terms of gold and XP. Radiant ended up getting 1600 gold, 4850 XP, both above the 929 and 4800 respectively for Dire. But still, you could have given them nothing and gotten everything that you wanted out of that fight. Obviously, you love a Tinker kill, undoubtedly so, but this is a situation where take what they're going to give you.
They get the
Use
root.
that to continue to scale.
Translocator makes him blink forward, but he shouldn't be in that much trouble. He puts another shield on himself because this hero makes a lot of sense. And he's just not going to die. He blinks like 3 times forwards. His blink is a 6-second cooldown. Like, this is normal. This is okay. On top of all of that, he has an Aegis. Blind hooks coming from Danathan. Might as well, when you're this far ahead, if you do land a hook, most likely will result in a death of one of Feeding Time's poor souls.
I will say his hooks have felt fairly consistent throughout the game. Like, I feel like he's always kind of snatching someone, especially at the end of a team fight, and like cleaning up, you know, one of those last kills.
Pudge is a good...
Okay, now it looks like they're making the play I was talking about earlier, where the Gyro is farming a wave. They're sitting behind him in the smoke. Now they're going to back away. They see that they have a bottom wave issue. I would like to see them actually be able to commit onto this.
Yeah. Tiny is 100
there is
gold
a
off his
PD.
BKB, so if there's time to kill him, it would be now. We saw last fight the percentage HP from Firestorm chunked a lot out of him.
If you look at the Dire vision right now, they've got vision on both mid and bottom wave right when anyone walks out of these waves, essentially. So they're going to look to try and deward and take back control of their triangle for the Radiant here. Unfortunately, these supports are going to miss out on any gold, as those wards do not exist in the triangle anymore. They've despawned at this point.
Unlucky.
And the Witch Doctor's going for a Blink Dagger. I don't mind it.
Tormentor will fall.
I'm trying to think if there's an item I would prefer over the Blink at this point.
You know, it could be a... I have nothing. I was gonna say BKB,
I mean,
but...
I mean, honestly, all 5 heroes could use a BKB in this game. I won't lie.
Tiny has
I don't
his.
hate the Blink. The Blink is fine. Maybe a 4-staff, but the Blink at least allows him to be able to play way far out of the range of this Tiny. Ideally, you can use this Blink to help you catch onto this Tinker. I'm curious what the Shaker goes next, whether that's going to be an Eggs or...
Blink aggressively
like I
from
talked about
Festival
earlier in this
here.
game.
He does have the Aegis for another minute. Gets rooted by the Pit of Malice. Gyro tossed back, gets his BKB off. Festival might be a little deeper than he wanted here. He gets his lead blade off. Really pushing his limits as Glueburn puts 2 Pits of Malice with his Ags ulti. Gets hooked back, dead, no buyback. For 1,000 gold, no way to get that money. Disruptor will die to this Blink Witch Doctor. Finds a very nice solo pickoff on the side here.
He's into the Brambles.
Into the Brambles.
They use the Fissure on mid, though.
Toss back again. Gyro, no BKB this time. Tiny low. Does not have BKB.
Single man echo
Black,
again.
is it enough damage? No. Festival, absolutely no care in the world for the rest of his team. He's just diving in and killing everyone on feeding time. Tiny will fall to Penta Penta. And Shaker used his Echo like you said. Gets a Fissure to cancel the rearm. That is a buyback from
Aegis down at
Anna.
10 here.
Yeah, blinks in aggressively. There's a buyback from Willow. Will Penta use the buyback?
They need to keep the Shaker alive.
Aegis expires.
Aegis
He's taking
hooked.
damage. Hook back
He's hooking
from
him out.
Dan. Beautiful. He gets his shield
They have
up.
to catch him.
Oh, he blinks out. He's going to blink out again because it's a 3-second cooldown. Whatever. It's a balanced hero. Nobody's upset. You're doing great, Festival. I'm very proud of you.
They need a... Oh. That's tough.
It's a nice observer by
They-
Envy Rhea.
Oh, and they're gonna go Nullifier on the Shaker. Okay.
That's good. That removes the shield. The whatever. What is this called? Defense matrix. What a very basic name. Not something like translocator.
Wanderlord is
you know?
going for this Lotus, and I like the Lotus, but at this point, I feel like you need to just understand that you need to kill this Tinker, and I think I'd rather have seen him commit to a Hex.
The Ags has felt a little bit underwhelming.
Like it's fine. The problem is you need to be able to keep him in place, but you also need to just not allow him to cast his defense matrix. So the pit from it is awesome, but you need the Hex during that pit timing.
Oh, Shaker. Festival's TPing in. Feeding time are not ready to defend this tower, and the tower will get fortified. But nobody is in position yet. Here's a fissure.
Deny it.
Pudge, another blind hook, will miss.
They unironically need the gold.
Huh?
I retract my hook comments earlier.
Greedy, bro! He has greedy! He didn't have enough damage because of greedy. What was your comment earlier?
No, I was just joking. You all said another missed hook, and I was like, okay,
Oh.
I'm taking back.
Let's try.
They try to find the Disruptor here. BKB used by Shaker, dropping everything on him. Disruptor dead. Envy Rhea is worth that much. And now, Tinker has BKB. Festival did it! Festival bought BKB! He's not even pressing it! He's gonna Dagon heal. Finally presses BKB after baiting the entirety of feeding time in. Another Dagon because it has a 6-second cooldown. Huh? Huh?
That's a dieback by the Gyro now.
Gyro's diebag, that's a dead Witch Doctor after he's done with his Voodoo Switcheroo. It's a 6-second Dagon, 3-second Blink. Does this
He
count
got
as...
an almost 18k lead in net worth, which is crazy.
Is this... So he played in the safe lane, in that lane position. And he played the most farming hero on the map. Are we calling this carry pause 1? I'm assuming so. Ali, he carried the game. He's 13-0 and 13. What?
Yes, in many ways, I think
I mean, because Tiny was playing a mid. He was running around ganking and he wasn't farming. So I think you know, to put it on record, he did play carry because he was farming for 25, 30 minutes. He wasn't doing anything. He was just farming.
I think the Tiny really enabled all of this to occur. But Festival absolutely took the space that was given and maximized that.
Links in, will get terrorized. Nullifier! BKB has a 0-second cooldown, so it's up again. He's gonna find a kill on Penta, buys back immediately on Penta. Blink! Static Storm! That is the Ag Static Storm. No BKB available from Shaker, but he is glimmered. The Blood Fox is dead, has buyback, but is not gonna use it. Glooburn also dead. That's a dead Envy Rhea, and that seems like the only hero that Feeding Time has been able to kill is this Disruptor. Buyback from the Witch Doctor and Shaker here as Gyrocopter respawn. BKB going in. Toss back from Tiny, keeping the Pudge alive. And that's a dead Shaker. Rampage for Festival. And that's usually around the time where you call GG, but they won't. Ooh, trying to get the double Rampage here. Toss into the fountain. GSKW gets another kill. 48k lead. GG is finally called. This 18-0-15 Tinker. Let's watch that Rampage. He had a triple kill. Here's the ultra kill. His Dagon is genuinely a 6-second item, which is something. Nice save from the Tiny there. And the Shaker just dies instantly. It doesn't matter who it is. And it's kind of a double-edged sword buying this blade, buying the BKB early. You get to such low timings at the late game. But it's you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? You don't buy the BKB, they're just going to keep killing you early game. You buy the BKB, you go to this stage where the BKB is a 6-second cooldown, or a 6-second duration, and the Tinker can just wait it out, go in and kill you. Very well played by Saturday Night Out, JK, I'm in my jammies. As they get this game number 1 victory.
Do you think they changed their team name for every day of the week? You know, tomorrow it'll be Sunday Night Out.
You know, it could be, but this is this is our Saturday evening amateur league. So maybe they probably picked the Saturday for this. I would assume.
Too much logic.
Too much.
Too logical.
Yeah, Tinker does have a big brain. I would expect nothing less from Festival. Damage check.
I think that was a situation where, unfortunately, that mid Shaker just wasn't able to get enough going. I think there was 3, maybe 4 different 1 or 2 unit Echo Slams in that game. Just not a lot of high impact ults that came out. A lot of I need this to stay alive type situations where he's using that spell. Never were able to get engagements on the settings that they wanted. And then in that 15 to 25 minute mark, they just took a lot of bad engagements, especially mid, that just ended up really costing them. As I felt like they approached that timing wrong, not understanding of, hey, we have a couple of items that really enable us to fight against these guys. They have a ton of magic damage early. And when you're against this heavy magic damage lineup, that's going to chunk through most lineups that you play. So you need to be careful, and you need to understand how you need to play the map and who needs to be farming aggressively, who you can have die. And they had supports that can shove waves and really tank those ganks, but instead a lot of deaths onto cores that they couldn't really afford, shoving some waves that I'm not sure that they themselves really needed to be shoving. So as bad of a loss as that ended up being in the end, they did really well in the lanes. Like, you look back at that, and all 3 of the cores, Festival's at the top at 4,300 at 10 minutes, but Underlord's at 4,200, Shaker's at 4,000, Gyro's at 39. They occupied the 2nd through 4th slots in net worth 10 minutes into this game. And unfortunately, in that mid-game timing, they just lost control of the game off of a lot of just unfortunate and bad engagements that they themselves didn't really need to be putting themselves into. So, kind of regain, recognize what you did well. I think perhaps maybe not this shaker hero mid. You made a really good point about the low cooldown threat of the tiny versus the high cooldown threat of the shaker. And I think that was illustrated perfectly in those 10 minutes that we saw, where the tiny was just a full raid boss on this map. So just maybe get a higher tempo hero out of your mid lane, and a lot of things can sort themselves out, I think, a lot better.
Yeah, and not to take anything away from Jammies, because they punished the mistakes. They were playing a team, like you said, there's so much relocation spells. There's the toss, the hook, the glimpse. Anytime someone on feeding time stepped out of place slightly, Disruptor was ready. He's like, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, glimpse back, hook him, get a nice bushwhack, get a toss. They were always ready to punish. Their movement around the map in this mid game created so much space for Festival, and boy did he use it. Yeah, we will take a probably 5-minute break. I'm assuming that's how much the players are gonna take, and then hopefully we don't miss the first couple of picks. And see you guys for game number 2. It is a best of 2, so this could end 1-1. Yeah, we will be back shortly. Hello! We're back. You guys saw me on the stream refreshing the games list, and this didn't appear until like a second ago, so I don't know how the draft's already in, but first pick for Feeding Time, second pick, and Dire for Jammies, so nothing changed really. The bans, I believe they are the same from Feeding Time, the first three, and then they do ban Tiny in the second phase, Tiny Tinker. So massive respect there for the two heroes that killed them the entire game. Magnus, definitely still banned, so that Dragon doesn't get his hands on it.
I was wondering if we were going to see a Tinker ban. I sort of thought so, but...
And Rubik, Clockwork, and Centaur are all first phase bans from Jammies. They have Disruptor, but Feeding Time have a Warlock instead of their first pick, Willow, last game. So Tiny was picked here. I think it was very powerful to have that like flex pick where it could be a mid laner, could be a carry, support. So we'll see if they try to use that same recipe of flexibility in the draft.
They're going to start eating into their reserve time quite a bit, trying to figure out the direction they really want to be taking this. They go with the Ogre.
Very strong hero. A quick Axe Shadow Demon picks. Pressuring that reserve time. I like Axe. He's a phylactery buyer. I did want to see how many games this like entire season between all the teams, who's buying phylactery and how many heroes are going to pick it up, because it's a pretty solid item now with the new build-up. Gives you good lane regen for the cores, and if you have a single target spell like Axe, you definitely enjoy buying it. Back again into the reserve time. Shadow Demon is such a good pairing. Actually, because it saves the Axe. Any hero, well, first off, it counters the Axe, right? So you want it on your team, not on the enemy team, in case they want to do like Ogre Core and pick the Shadow Demon. But also it is good against the heroes that counter Axe. So it's a solid lane partner. And if he does go the promulgation facet, whatever it's called, and puts it on the Axe, he will be dishing out a lot of damage. Pudge picked again. We'll see if Danathan gets his hands on it one more time. He'd have a very good game with it until the very last few minutes when Festival was owning people. He started missing hooks because the enemy was simply dead.
10 seconds remain. 5 seconds.
That's a nice offlane pick up against this Warlock.
I dislike the Abaddon into the Shadow Demon.
Say the same exact thing. And for like multiple reasons. Even if you get farmed on it, I hate to give this Shadow Demon support this just like very free illusion that's very strong.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the Slark pick, actually.
Slark, I love his new kit. You get a free Essence Shift as your innate, which allows you to get maybe Leap level 1 or the Shiv. But the hero struggles now because he doesn't have a lot of regen in lane, and you fix that with a beautiful Warlock that just does nothing but heal you.
Now, they do have a lot of burst showing as offlane with Pudge and Ogre. So especially, even though you do have that healing out of the Warlock, if this Pudge gets a hook onto either of these two heroes, they can die pretty easily. And especially if you hook this Warlock who doesn't move very fast, if he gets hooked, he will die. And then you're, as a Slark, stuck in a 2v1 situation until your Warlock comes back. It's just a pretty tough situation to be in. I've played a lane very similar to this in my pubs, I don't know, like earlier this week or late last week. I was Warlock with a Slark against a Pudge plus, I want to say like Skywrath.
A lot of burst.
And
Yeah.
it was really, really hard to play into. And pot him.
That's good. That's most likely a mid Mirana. Pairs well with the Shadow Demon. You get a nice banish into... I will be calling it banish. I am not calling it disruption because the hero disruptor is in the game. So the spell is going to be called banish. Just again for everyone's sanity. Mostly
about
my
vanish?
own. Vanish. That's decent as well.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Now Mirana she says vanish when she presses her
Oh,
ultimate, I
yeah.
think. So we got all the vanishes, banishes.
Choose your hero.
Ember.
Okay, the mid Ember, GSKW, and the Festival, Safe Lane Abaddon.
I like the Ember pick. I can pick on these supports pretty well.
Doesn't Penta make Ember's life very sad when you press R?
5
Yes, but I think that's a situation of you're largely playing from the shadows and from the sides as this Ember, and especially with Chain Gang, you can just... It's been something that's very frustrating to play up against is even if you're playing in the back as a support, you can disrupt the Shadow Demon's ability to actually get into a good location by just sending that spirit out there and rooting them in the back of their fight so they're not able to help either offensively or defensively. So it definitely is, if you can get on top of the Ember will struggle, but I think the Ember's kit with Chain Gang just provides a lot of options to be able to make the fights very difficult for these supports to get in positionally where they want to get to.
Yeah. I'm not sure how the lane goes as well. I would assume definitely a skill matchup in terms of, are you going to be dodging the Starstorm with your Slight? Are you going to press your Remnant also to dodge arrows, etc.? So should be a good one for us here. Slark has the beautiful facet of nothing. Starstruck on the Cormorana, of course, one-man army for the axe. He did go Promulgate, which if he puts it on the axe, he'll gain extra health, and the normal part of the ability is anytime axe takes damage, he'll deal more damage. So it's kind of a secondary blade mail. More synergy between these two heroes. Nothing too surprising on the Dire side in terms of facets. He did opt for fresh meat on Danathan instead of the physical damage based one.
Now, goal if you are
30 seconds to battle.
TJ's here. Perhaps we don't start the game off by getting hooked at the rune.
Wow.
I think that's
Yeah.
step one to having a better game. This axe does have a tougher time in lane than he normally would, just because you are going up against that Abba who's going to have that dispel for that battle hunger for his support, which as a support player, gotta say, That is a real blessing because you will waste so much of your net worth in the first 10 minutes just buying tangos over and over again. So that's a very nice buff that not only saves the econ of your support, but also just allows them to be able to play the lane a lot more effectively. And especially with his disruptor, you've got a good attack range. You want to be able to stand in range and click them without a ton of fear, and that's going to help quite a bit. And this axe is actually going to get to the wave a little bit slow, so he's going to miss out on a whole creep here. So Festival is going to be able to get an XP advantage right off the bat.
Ember has Flame Guard, which is a spell. He does get chains off on the Mirana. Flame Guard immediately dispelled because of the damage. He blocks the damage, but he takes right-click damage. I will be learning as I watch this matchup.
I mean, I guess in theory, it's to do what he just did, which is be able to root and then get some damage from the Flame Guard off.
But you block only one of the star storms. It's only 60% or 60 shield. It's a 60 shield level one. Slark is living the dream with a 9 CS. Shivs the ogre for good measure. 3 denies. Definitely a double melee lane against the Slark. They do have the burst, which we'll see here. Now that he's level 2 on ogre.
I don't think you want to take this trade if I'm Warlock.
Double ignite landing. Big value.
Ogre kind of waited a little bit to throw that out there. Kind of the nice thing about the Ogre, and it is something that neuters this lane if you're the Ogre, is the Ogre really wants to time that level 2. Basically, immediately when you get it, you want to be able to get a kill. That's your dream scenario. You want to play the lane in that fashion. Not a great lane to make that happen unless your Pudge is able to hook this Warlock. So here he recognizes the Slark doesn't have Dark Pack, so he's able to get a lot of damage onto this Slark very effectively early before this Slark hits level 3. Slark's definitely going to want to get that Dark Pack, be able to purge off all of these ignites that this Ogre's going to be throwing out. But this Ogre also doesn't have a lot of mana now. This is kind of the downside of not being able to get a kill off of that level 2 spike. You oftentimes want to be able to get that, which helps accelerate you into those mana boots early. And then you're not spending a lot of gold on mangoes or clarities and things like that. So from an econ perspective, good safe lane to go up against this Ogre. And the hook onto the Warlock, they really need to get a kill here.
He's the healing on him, but it's not enough first blood for Danathan. Slark getting a few stacks on, but doesn't have a pounce. So it will be a 1-for-0 trade favoring the 1 flesh heap on Danathan. I have been watching the mid lane, and he has now 2 points in Flame Guard, which is about the point of no return. Because when you go to level 6, you're not going to have 3 points in Searing Chains. It still pops with one Starstorm. That's 150 damage. He's only blocking 140.
Maybe just to shove out waves more effectively, because this Mirana doesn't want to get into range.
Perhaps. They are even on CS, so whatever he's doing, it is working. And neither of them has died, so they're both trading farm. And Axe is cutting wave.
I was wondering when this is going to happen. With the lack of ability to apply pressure via Battle Hunger in this lane, you really, at that point, you just want to get to the point that you can start cutting waves effectively.
Mm-hmm. He did skip Berserker's Call entirely. He has a 0-2-2 build so far.
Isn't it kind of normal to get that level 5, though? Either get at 5 or... I've even seen some people get at 7, which I find to be a little odd, but...
Yeah, it depends on how stacked the Ancients are, right? Ember will take a few right-click attacks from Mirana here. Because you might need the extra armor just to like farm the ancients, but this build is absolutely fine because you still want to have the threat of battle hunger, so that if Disruptor ever leaves the safety of Abaddon, then you can definitely kill them.
He is going to get that third point at the counter helix, and he did. He was able. We didn't mention it, but he was able to kill the
Courier
Abaddon's courier.
did not get the boots. Courier on Disruptor. For Couriers, it's gonna live. I mean, Axe could have killed it there, but they find chains on Mirana, but Mirana grabs the Invis rune and leaps while it is still fading out, so the Invis didn't wear off, but he did want a bottle again. Ember doesn't have a rune, which is very good for feeding time here, since Ember did just pick up the urn, and he would have enjoyed a power rune to go kill some poor souls. Axe finally getting punished here as they bring Pudge with the rot damage and a hook. A level 4 Pudge, Danathan ganking the level 6 Phase Boots Axe. Very big kill.
Did that last game as well. He was level 4 on the Pudge last game and made that rotation up top. I'd like to see this good. Shadow Demon making use of the fact that he's over by the Wisdom Rune to stack a camp.
Pudge.
I was just about to say, they, especially with the Shadow Demon hero and with Shadow Poison, I think they really need to make a concerted effort to be stacking this triangle as much as they can. Similar to last game, sort of missed opportunity with that Shaker and your ability to hit those quick timings with stacks. This Shadow Demon can't really do a lot in this lane. What he can do is he can effectively stack the triangle with ease. And I know they want to try and punish this Abba before he hits his 6 timing. I just don't think that's going to occur, really. And he's going to miss this timing again to stack the triangle. He's using a lot of mana to accomplish very little right now. You could be setting up your Axe, which is really a win condition type hero for your mid game. And unfortunately, you're just kind of spending a lot of money for or a lot of mana for not a lot to be gained. It does, in theory, zone this Abba, but he's still going to get this XP. He's going to hit 6 right here, and now he has no cares in the world about this lane. And in reality, even though your Axe died to that Pudge rotation, I still think you want to be cutting these waves as the Axe and not really caring. The Disruptor is actually going to place a sentry into the Radiant big camp because he knows these triangle stacks are a really big deal. Let's shut that down, and the sentry will catch the block sentry, so they do clear that out, luckily. And now he's going to get stacking on the triangle again. I think really as soon as it hits like minute 4, even if you don't get the double stack, you can play the lane.
Pudge will
and
die,
still stack that big camp.
That gives level 6 to Slark, so he wants to keep pushing forward here. But a nice... What is this called? Kinetic field. Glimpse pulls him back.
Has to use the Lotus so he doesn't get chopped. Now if you're Axe, I think you just go right back top.
Dragon will get banished here to negate the damage from the chains. Danathan trying to get a hook. The slow from Thunderstrike might help.
A disruption.
Searing Chains gets the kill on Dragon.
Good Uno reverse movement. Love that.
And that will be a Penta surviving for another day.
They do have the sentry down for the Dire at the bottom side of this mid tower, so even if there had been a disruption, that Potom was still going to die regardless there.
Yeah, the Axe is
Ogre's getting
having a
some
great
really
time.
nice XP bottom.
Axe
Yes,
is
this
top net
Axe
worth.
is free fun.
Blade Mail and 300 gold. Gets out another courier. What is Festival up to? Just a Radiance. Arrow is gonna miss.
Got some movement top.
Ooh, I don't know if I like this.
He has a point held. He has multiple points held.
This is
Actually,
actually
3
a
plus
level
4 is
6
7. 3 plus 4 is 7. He does not have any points on Abaddon. He doesn't have ulti. This Siege Creep gives him level 8. Now he's holding a point. Because he has a few points in attributes. Arrow will not land onto this Ember Spirit. Slark forced to pop his ult. Abaddon still holding a point here as Festival trying to man fight. Meanwhile, in the back, Dragon will fall to E-Patron. I like it. E-Patron. We'll stick with that one. Slark getting glimpsed back. You cannot Dark Pack that off. Has a stick if he wants to pounce away, but the chains... And that's a dead Slark. Hook! Wow, it's massive because of the Bloodlust. Will connect onto Blood Fox. Disruption to save... I called it Disruption. To save the Axe, but only delay the inevitable. He does not have enough to dunk anyone. Another hook coming out here in a second. Doesn't need it. There's the glimpse. There is the Pudge Dismember. And that is a dead Penta. A consolation prize for Dragon. As it is actually worth 300 gold. Getting the kill on Rhea. Or Envy. Or whichever one of those two you prefer.
I think this is a similar theme to what I was talking about last game. I said this immediately when Autumn and Axe started diving this tier 1. I don't like this move. This is a move your Axe doesn't have call. I don't know if his team's unaware of this, but you're not ready as your hero that allows you to take engagements on your terms. Doesn't have the spell to be able to do that. You're also not to your... this Potom doesn't really have anything. He's got Treads and a Wraith Band. I understand he's got levels and he's got damage through Starstorm, but you don't know that Abaddon didn't
Chains
have
onto
borrowed
the
time
Axe.
level.
Axe presses Blade Mail, but no call to follow. So GSKW will simply walk away.
I think importantly, neither of their supports were level 6 when that fight occurred. They're still not 6 right now. If you have Golem on Warlock and you have Purge on your Shadow Demon, maybe that's a different story. But you're literally not online in multiple different ways. And I'd like to say we are actually seeing
This is a very,
exactly
very
what you're talking about.
Fresh ward, and they're gonna go on the Axe. Axe will die. GSKW solo XP for that kill, thanks to the E-Patron's Deep Observer. They do ping out that there is some sort of vision here, so it might get dewarded. Slark gets Diffusal Blade. He's gonna be definitely a more active carry than the
look
Gyrocopter.
at how soon they were able to get the things that would have allowed them to be able to take a fight cleanly up there. They get the Diffusal within a minute of that fight. They hit their level 6 on their supports within a minute after that fight. And a good pounce by this Slark. He should get this Ogre kill.
2 permanent agility compared to Danathan's 8 strength. Whoa.
This is it's a common theme you'll see across, especially amateur leagues, is a big desire to want to take engagements and brawl and things like that. But in theory, a lot of great ideas behind that, but a lack of understanding of it's so much of Dota and being successful at is playing to your timings, playing to your power spikes. And I fear Radiant fell into the trap of, hey, we came out of lanes really great. We feel like we can run at these guys, but they're right before their actual power spikes. And they rush it,
might
and
be
they
in
end up in a
trouble.
situation.
He's going to avoid it.
He needs to run. Give up this tower.
Dire's middle tower
Unfortunately, with this Abaddon, I don't know if there's a great way of pressuring this top tower unless you, even if you bring numbers, at this point you're now down in XP. This Ember's very strong. They need to find a way of being able to kill this Ember during call duration. And
Yeah, he has Mage Slayer, so he will be taking very little magic damage. The best way
I
to
think
get
you
him
need to
is
combo a
Slark,
call into a pounce.
who has to pounce away here. Axe, a little bit in trouble. But
He's got
Golem
a shield
dropped.
rune on top of it.
Oh, gets dispelled! That's the
Purged.
purge from Penta Penta. Any follow-up? No
They
real
don't have a lot
follow-up.
of HP on this axe.
Trying to set up an
They get the
arrow
tower
here.
down, which is
Arrow
really nice.
will land. Abaddon doesn't have ult anymore,
Disruptor.
but that's a dead axe. Nice Starfall.
Everyone else is very slowly rotating in.
No shadow dance for this Slark. Ooh.
Oh, they Mirana ulti. There's no vision here for Dire.
There's not a lot of mana left on this Ember, though. No mana. This is a huge kill.
He finds the Ember thanks
Look
to
at
this
the
refusal.
difference this makes when they actually just have this one item and they have the purge, like they have the golem. This allows them to be able to take these engagements. They need to be careful though, because this disruptor does have ulti. If they're gonna run into this area, I like them backing up. You don't want to dive too deep. You put yourself in a position of being able to give up an easy kill via glimpse, or even grouping up for the disruptor ulti.
Budge
So
trying to catch the Shadow Demon here, but he will walk out just outside of his range. Arrow is going to connect, and that was a nice deep ward placed by Penta. I like it. I definitely enjoy seeing the wards that they may only give you like 30% vision, but they're not in a common spot where when the enemy just places the average sentry ward that they always spot it. Disruption to
Arrow into
save
the
himself here. Oh! Static Storm onto two, but Mirana will get hooked out of it. Can he leap away? He does leap away in time, and the healing ward on top of him keeps him a little healthy. Ember Spirit toying with his life there, but Slark gets the kill, and that's a
Huge kill.
trade of a support for a mid laner. Slark getting another agility stack. Ember dead again.
that's 2 straight Ember kills for this Slark, and now he's over almost halfway to his BKB. This is a really great last like 2.5 minutes for this Slark. 2 incredibly valuable kills to get.
Yeah, I think
And honestly, the Axe has been able to farm as well. He's close to his blink.
every team fight, even if Penta dies, when they get their ult off before they die, it is gonna make a huge difference. Because again, I'm pretty sure it landed on Ember Spirit this fight, and that it really makes the hero much weaker. His remnants are slower, and his shield is always negated. Bottom, Slark, this time the one to fall, thanks to a very good hook by Danathan. Perhaps he was baiting the Slark. Glimpse back?
Festival.
Glue burn? Hook was on cooldown for another second. Oh, the blind hook connects! Danathan, what a player.
They have Golem. They have Golem.
Oh, massive golem. But the save may have been a tad uncalled for as the golem set up the stun
he
for the
didn't,
X.
he didn't have call up.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
so-
It just came up.
I
Blink
don't like
call
this hunting,
onto the
though.
Pudge. Only catches the Pudge. Hook again. And a multicast. Glue-burn falls. Nice aggressive play. Wanting to do the proactive forward movement, but costs him his life.
It feels like almost a redux of last game, that fight that took place in the bottom jungle area where they got the kill on the Tiny and one other hero, I believe, and they got good exchange out of that, and then they kept going for more. And in this situation, the Slark dies, their axe is in trouble, they get their axe out, and instead of cutting their losses, understanding that, hey, that's a win, we didn't die on this hero, that we want to keep the tempo up, they go for more into no vision and end up losing the hero that they committed a lot of resources to save.
Yeah. The Ember has Vessel completed. Pudge is 500 off of his Ags. Blink call from the Axe, but the Remnant already went out from GSKW. He's gonna go back to his Remnant. This is a very slow Ember, though, because of this Battle Hunger. Radiant do have some numbers. They actually are going back to the Tormentor, so Axe, his greed of wanting to kill the creeps, keeps him alive by dodging that hook. There's going to be a lot of heal reduction once this Pudge Ags comes out, which is very, very impactful against the Slark, who's going BKB. No complaints. I love it. And that is a massive shard. A massive
It's a
shard.
great shard.
Instantly Mirana ulti. Oh, they don't see him. They don't have dust. Dust finally
This
pressed.
Ember can die.
Ogre
Oh, the pounce.
gets purged. Hook onto the Axe. Axe stranded all alone now. Nice 3-man ulti from Disruptor. Shadow Demon is dead. Axe, very low, is trying to run away. Warlock will fall to the Radiance. Axe is able to blink out. Pudge gets his Ags right now. Is going to man-fight the Slark.
Oh, the arrow misses.
The Radiance, or pardon me, the Pudge Ags Rot is doing so much damage. Barada's gonna die. And the Slark will die as well. Oh, what started as I thought was going to be a very good position for them to immediately press Mirana ulti. But they started the fight at 70%, maybe 50% HP because of the Tormentor. So good call from Jammies to go in and take advantage of that. And the timing of that Ags to... He doesn't man-fight the Slark without this Ags. It definitely made him win their banish onto the Abaddon. And
Right after the call as well.
Golem is going to be used to stop the TP, but those are the illusions, the Radiance illusions, that also slow him and will apply the innate.
All in one.
They get the call, and Dunk not used. Poor Axe. He has no stacks.
Oh, wow, he really doesn't.
Tough game for an Axe. Mirana does have her Ags, so there's going to be more Starstorm. Still a ways away for this level 20 200 damage. Pardon. Invis Pudge. Under an Obs Sentry. So Slark is wise enough to back out and jungle.
Mentioned this off comms after the last game, but Jammies had a serious vision advantage that last game, and the Slark pick is really nice because it's going to allow feeding time to be able to actually. Oh, he should be fine here. His ulti.
Yeah, Pudge turned Rod off, so actually Slark was able to heal. Rod back
They need to
on
bring
now.
more.
Slark still taking damage, even though he's invis from Mirana ulti. This Pudge is a menace, creating so much space. Ember not able to connect with him. Slark goes back in, finds the Pudge. Dismember, where's the save? Where's the dunk? Here's the dunk. Glooburn gets his first. Perma armor. And Slark gets his 6th Agi.
All 5 came to kill that Pudge.
Pudge did 1,200 total damage to Pudge. Well played, sir. Well played. No cloak or anything. Oh, that is a dragon in trouble. Multicast and Vessel should do the trick here. There's no save from anyone nearby. Oh! They get the disruption! Oh!
Ember.
He's dead! Alright. And Axe finds the Blink Call Blade Mail solo kill on E-Patron. Even game. 2k lead. I mean, that's such a contradictory sentence. An even game with a 2k lead. A closer game than last time. And another difference is this Abaddon cannot teleport everywhere on the map like the Tinker does. So even like when he does decide to show up, he's still very much in the lead with the farm, similar to last game. But he can't suddenly flip the switch and be everywhere on the map. Blink Call mid lane on the Pudge, who had a shield rune.
That should be a dead Pudge.
And that is a dead Pudge.
A purge.
Going to be more stacks coming in their way. He's not dying very quickly. He lived way longer than I thought. Did this, like... Because he disseminated something. And I thought someone would die faster. Maybe I'm
I
maybe
think
I'm
that was-
overestimating the spell. Okay, but that's an immediate response with a smoke. That's a blink disruptor. They want to reveal it. They place an observer. Beautiful observer. Oh, they might get two here. They get the Shadow Demon. Disrupts himself. There is a golem to respond. Axe has a TP if he wants to come help, but he's still farming his top jungle.
He's very low HP.
Oh, disruption! Or
the Slark's gonna kill
the
him.
Purge comes out onto Ember. GSKW dead again. Penta. I said no matter if they die, if they get the ulti off, the Ember does not have a game. And now the Ogre running away
This
in the
ogre's
river,
gonna die.
flopping real fast. Slark is
Axe has enough HP now.
dancing around the Observer. Slark did not get an attack off, but I think he was close enough for the proximity to... Alright, let's see if Slark tells them that there's an ops. Because his movement was very slow there. Okay. Ping.
I like that he's going straight for
Yeah,
the MKB
nice.
afterwards. He dealt with that in the fight by the Tormentor where he was missing a lot of his hits from that Radiance, and immediately is like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm getting BKB, and I'm not missing my hits anymore.
Yeah. Stu, the graph says that's just he's eating a creep. Okay, just hear the global pudge alt sound. 59% win chance for jammies, and 41 for feeding time. But the net worth says differently because it is only a 1k lead. And I kind of like the odds of Slark here going late against this Abaddon Pudge. Because you'll eventually get your Depth Shroud, you can save... Okay, that is... an obscene
These
amount of
illusions are just going to truck.
Yeah, the Withering Mist, the innate of basically the Scotty. You get 35% less health regen if you're low. If you're below 40% HP. Another heal reduction on this Jammies team that makes feeding times game very, very difficult.
I think that maybe one of the best ways of being able to kill this Pudge more efficiently in these team fights over the next couple of minutes here is if you are able to offensively get a disruption onto this Abba and send those at the Pudge, he will melt. And do you think this is Slark go Ags after this MKB, or does he go something like a Scotty?
I think
like...
Ags is really good. Being able to have 2 pounces, very strong.
And this Axe is going to get the pipe next. It's not going to be the most valuable in terms of team fights by the time he gets it, but just being able to use his blink by having that shield not take it off cooldown from a random ignite or something like that, I think is very valuable for them. And this ward mid is still standing here.
Yeah, Envy Reyes got a couple of wards, just placed one down here by this jungle camp as well, in the far south corner, and E-Patron placed one by the top fountain, the Lotus Fountain.
Oh, they're finally gonna find that DD.
Took Dragon a whole minute as they find a call on the illusion. Notice it dies too quickly and they won't dunk it.
I'm not sure the Radiant is ever going to find this ward or the tier 2, because Slark has not really been farming that area since really in the last like 13 minutes or so. So it's mostly been Axe who's been farming there, and this Ogre could be in trouble.
They find the real Abaddon here. Ogre. Arrow is going to connect. He has to pop ulti. Slark BKBs. Golem on just the Ogre. Poor Ogre is going to get called and dunked here. Oh, hook!
Okay.
Gets Blade Mail off.
You really want...
BKB from the Pudge. That's the
BKB.
reveal, but here is the Purge from Penta. Gets a nice call. to drag him into the team. Slark doesn't have ulti, but he purges off the chains. Abba, blink in! Nice disruption save. Trying to get the pounce out. Yes, he will. Doesn't have another ult. Oh, the Searing Chains from the Sleight of Fits. Gets the
5
kill,
seconds away
and
from the
Axe
ult.
also dies. Another blink from Festival here. As the carry has arrived. Manta to remove the Spirit Vessel. They're still chasing. As Penta is able to blink out and stay alive from the Disruptor. But Dragon does not find the
this
same
Witch Doctor's
luck.
Omega dead.
The Warlock is indeed Omega dead.
Yeah, yes, you know what I mean.
Yeah. He's got a W in his name.
W heroes.
Yeah, that W. Witches, Warlocks, same.
Interesting. The Slark's going BKB or Basher next after the MKB is finished.
I think Basher's an okay item. I think MKB is unnecessary because there's 0 stats. You are 1800 health. Dying to a lot of AoE damage. So the stats from like Ags or even the 6 strength you get from Basher, right? They will go into Roche. It is scanned by Radiant. It is dropping a quarter health.
They're going to get
Slark
that
uses BKB, finds the Disruptor. Disruptor will fall. Fall onto the Ogre. Ogre will get dunked. But that's again all the ultis used on the supports here. Slark doesn't have BKB or ult. He's going into Roche. Arrow connects on Roche. Roche is dropping.
Yeah, this is a really hard fight for.
They have Blink on Abaddon. Festival's in. Festival snatches it.
Oh.
Radiant gets the kill, but Festival snatches it. And now no BKBs on feeding time. Manta to get rid of the disruption, or to get rid of the chains. Disruption on the Abaddon. He shields himself. He can blink now. And no more chasing. He is very content with the stolen Aegis.
With how much mobility the team has, it felt kind of risky to take Roche there.
Definitely, yeah. And they only killed the supports. They used all of their big spells. I think they were lucky that they didn't die. But well played from Festival.
Also looks like Pudge was playing Mario Karts down in that bottom lane. I haven't seen that car before.
Yeah, they'd probably do
I was
it
going to
again.
mention this before the fight broke out, but I'm not sure that I entirely agree with this Ogre's very greedy approach of Ags Midas directly into the Hex. It's a lot of time that you're just not having any items to help across this. Like even just like a Ghost Scepter to keep himself alive.
Yeah.
I think these supports can do a lot in these fights. But right now, they just get jumped by this
Mid
Slark.
tower dies.
and
Blink
they just die
aggressively
very
from
fast.
Festival into the tier 4s, but Penta blinks back in response. Gets an illusion of those Abaddons. See if it can help defend the tower. This fortification already used. Alright, Pudge. Do the little car dance for us. Another observer. This one better be scouted by the Slark. He pings it. And they will find it. Oh, blink hook! Very close. Valiant effort. Gets on the cart and drives away. Arrow will miss, but does deal damage to the creep wave thanks to the Ags. Level 18, almost to the strong power spike of 20. Abaddon has the immolation talent on level 20, so it's another 100 damage. It's basically a radiance. Slightly smaller radius. Snatch himself a wisdom shrine. no new crazy items. There is a Bloodthorn on Festival. Slark bought out the Basher, and nobody on Feeding Time has buyback except for the Blood Fox. Call onto the Ember Spirit. He is going to get pounced, arrowed, killed, immediately punished. Pudge shows himself. He's kind of stranded from his team.
And he bashes
Danathan, bash. He BKBs, doesn't matter. You're gonna get called, you're gonna get bashed, you're gonna get dunked. Danathan do right, did
nice
very
kills.
wrong. I was planning that line 3 hours ago when I read the team names. Just tells you how good he's been doing this whole time. It's the only opportunity I could think of. Anyways. They smoke. They want to take advantage of this 5v3 opportunity. I love the movement. It is a disassembled Radiance from Abaddon. I'm assuming he's going to get Nullifier. Yes, that's the Nullifier. Axe. Smoke pops. Blink. Call. Oh, hesitates just for a second. And that was also...
believe in himself.
Yeah. Axe, you're a one-man army. You don't need no man. You are the man.
He was surprised at how
great of a
how
blink
close.
it was. It was right on both of them.
It was a beautiful two-man call into that blink that just he was kind of mind blown himself of, oh, they're both here.
I mean, look at these wards again by Rhea. Envy Rhea is just very well placed wards. They're not getting dewarded. Slark,
Also, I just gotta say in general, if you're not placing this ward right where the Shadow Demon is in your pubs, place this ward. I've been placing this ward for months now. It's amazing. It's right outside the AoE of the sentry that goes on that high ground ward that everyone places. It gives you great vision to be able to see any supports in rotation or people farming in this area. So, highly suggest placing this ward.
gets a hook on the Slark. Pounce. Oh! Call onto two! And Static Storm as well as Golem dropped. Slark gets BKB ulti off. Abaddon ulti popped. He is healing. Pudge now very strong with his BKB rod as well. Disruption trying to save himself. The Shadow Demon will die. Slark Orchided didn't get Dark Pact off. Blink Call again onto two, but Slark's dead. No buyback. They find Eber Spirit, and Mirana will now die again. There's so much tanky heroes on jammies as they keep running forward. And when you have no buybacks on your team and lose a fight by your tier 3s, your base will die. And that was a very quick climactic ending to goodbye Axis Poogie. They are hitting tier 4s here. Festival, with a lot of attack speed, notices that the towers do have 16 extra armor because there's 2 sets of racks still standing. Each barrack, I think, gives 4 armor. So now down to 12 extra armor on the tier 4s. 8 extra armor on the tier 4s. Yeah, both teams got their big ultis off. Both of them got their BKBs and Slark ulti to heal, Abba ulti to heal. But once all the dust settled, the team that could fight without BKBs and ultis was Jammies, and they killed the Slark very quickly. They are smoked. Mirana ulti. Find the call onto the Pudge. Double Hex! BKB from Pudge. But Slark gets his ult off. Trying to find the kill. Oh, Blake Static Storm. That's an Angst Static Storm. No follow-up, though. Envy Rhea. Oh, Festival. Joining the party a little late here. Glia Burn. Gets BKB off. Arrow connects onto Festival. Festival has ult. Pops ult. Call out to... Oh, nice pounce with the bash! GSKW's dead. No buyback on these 3 heroes. Not over until
push.
the Ancient dies. Oh, that's gonna be a TP out from Envy. As
Radiant have to get something off of this.
Radiant are still kicking. They're alive. They're fighting. Very strong fight. Slight hesitation from Jammies there, whether they commit or not commit
Okay,
after
Roche
this
is 100% up. They need to go Roche.
festival. He goes in. Doesn't have ult, but it doesn't matter when he can deal this much damage. That's a dead axe. Disruption, though. Maybe it matters now. Slark's here. Festival's dead. 2,000 gold. We're replaying that just because I love you, Festival.
I'm gonna take some farming lessons from Festival because I feel like his net worth is always so high.
Yeah.
Teach me, senpai.
That is the festival way.
The axe died so quickly. That is ridiculous. But he did do a lot of damage with the blade mail and spin. And Slark, bash, dead. Is all chat allowed? Let her rip. Technically, yes. Yeah, a team can call... are they talking to Festival? Yep. Festival has died 2 times. There you go. You can call no all. I did read the rule book. Just very briefly. Roche is up. So are we like chilling now while Festival is dead? They distracted themselves with their own all chat as the entire duration of Festival's death has passed. But what's an amateur league without some fun, friendly banter between old teammates?
Oh, are they old teammates?
Oh, they catch the Ember on the wall.
Ember, oh, arrow, holy damage! What?
Wow.
Straight into Roche, no buyback from GSKW. I think Jammies have a decision to make here. Are they going to fight 5v4 with the Roche roar? Goodness, sir, you just got bashed into oblivion.
Dying to the
Jeez Louise. They are
have a
smoked.
bot
Oh,
wave
Blake,
problem right
Disruptor? He's on the longer! Blake call out to the Disruptor. BKB Axe wants to kill this Disruptor. Super important. Hook save. Gets the call off. He gets his ulti off. Golem drop to save Axe. That's a dead Disruptor. The damage has already been done.
They need to kill Pudge right now.
Pudge, BKB, getting attacked, bashed. So much damage from this Pudge coming out. Axe, will he survive? Arrow lands on the Ogre. The synergy coming out from this Mirana Shadow Demon is unreal. 4 dead. Alright, let's see if Slark dies.
Ogre used to be an
clear this
adventurer, and
wave.
then he took that Mirana arrow to
Now the real
knee.
question:
Yeah.
can this Slark tank the Roche?
We'll see. I don't know.
I mean, it's not going great right now.
I'm betting
won't
on
lie.
Roche.
I want to see. Look at the Ember dying from the promulgate facet here. He dies very quickly. God, that replay is taking so long. Okay, call the arrow. Oh my lord, the arrow. Oh, that's the level 20 too. Like it's the arrow with the level 20 talent and the extra damage from disseminate. But Ember just died very quickly, and now we have a game on our hands. The graph. Show me the graph. Oh! Ignoring the win percentage, 76%. I guess the heroes on this side are favored, right? You get the Abaddon, Disruptor, whatever. But the swing of net worth. We're back to 4K lead to Jammies. It was a number. It was 14K. It was 14K 4 minutes ago.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Down 2 sets of racks, but they still have a lot of hope in this game. Feeding time. They didn't make it clear if they're the ones feeding or if they're feeding off of the other team, you know? We'll find out by the end of the season, right? We'll see.
They're set to have all 5 of their buybacks here.
Maybe they jinx themselves with that team name.
Mm-hmm. Axe going for Ags. Very good against the Abaddon just to get him down to doing very little damage because we saw how quickly he died. And there will be a point where Festival doesn't scale anymore, but he's not there yet. Going for the Swift Blink, and then the very exciting Ags Synth, which will make his ult last 3 seconds longer. 3 seconds longer? Why did I think it was only 1 second? That's a pretty neat Ags. Mirana did have buyback, but then decided to buy out a Daedalus.
Are scanning for enemies.
And the Slark has hit 25 now, so he does
Shadow
have that
Dance.
extra second and a half to work with. Plus, is this pot up? She's only 23, okay.
Level 20 on the Shadow Demon with more demonic purge damage. Couple hundred gold away from Ags. I remember when this used to be 3 charges. Now that was good days. But it's only 2 charges, which is still probably worth the money when you're trying to purge multiple enemy targets. It doesn't give you 2 charges on Demonic Cleanse. That's disappointing. As a smoke coming out from Jammies here. There's still Aegis for 90 more seconds on the Slark. As he dodges the smoke. Glimmer Cape, woo! Dodging the hook. Nice quick feed there from Bloodfox.
Dodge, dodge.
And that is a good... Oh, they find the dead
I'm nervous.
Disruptor. Kind of a nervous BKB there from the Slark, as he did. Blink, Axe calls the illusions. He did Dark Pact the Hex, but was spamming the BKB. Arrow! That is a long stun! That's a long stun! That's no follow-up. The team is not there. Slark is not there. Good recognition by feeding time to be like, alright, let's not feed the enemy. Did we miss any items? There's 2 Shiva's guards on Jammies. One on GSKW and one on Danathan. We have Kaya Sanj. Was that before the Ags? On the Axe? I guess I like fully missed that. And Dragon, I mean, we've been seeing the build up for this entire time, but he is going for like the physical build as opposed to Akaya, E-Blade, Dagon, to fully like maximize the magic. Which, nothing wrong with that. It's still working. They're still doing fine. They are taking the gate, going for Tormentor, as there are creeps mid and bottom. Tormentor will die very quickly.
Any quick gold they can get at this point.
Yeah. That is the Aegis expiring. Refresher queued for Slark. He wants 2 ultis and 2 BKBs. Very good. Very strong timing. Please high-five your Poogie! You can't let them just high-five the tower over and over again. It's not like they just showed up at your door one day. You adopted them for $15. I did too. I have a Poogie. I high-five them. They need the love. Axe doesn't have his Poogie because his thing died. This is the only Poogie in the base. Is Slark's. That's sad. Someone give it some love, guys. Back to the
Shadow
game.
Demon did finish his Ags, which does put him 600 off buyback here, so bit of a risky situation right now.
But 2 greater healing lotuses. Lotai, if you may.
That is really nice.
Fudge. Hook missed. There's the multiple arrows coming out from Mirana's level 25. Axe still 24. I have no idea what my
At this
level
point,
hotkey
honestly,
is.
just great for the vision that it provides.
E. Why is E my level hotkey? Yeah, it's probably the default. Festival 28. Nobody else is 25 besides Mirana and Slark here, but Ember is 24 alongside the Axe. Slark has Refresher and Buyback. Nice and disciplined from Anna. Or Anne. I don't know. Would you guys say the carrot is part of the... is like an A? Or not an A? Who knows? They smoke! Smoke on smoke action! Jammies have the high ground, but look at Anna going the long way around! They find Warlock, but the call saves him! And the Disruption as well! Warlock's still alive! Can they live? That's a dead Disruptor! Axe, BKB, being eaten by the Pudge, will die. Warlock gets ulti off, Axe buys back, Slark on the Ember! Ember gets Remnant off, BKB running away. Multicast, dead Ogre. Axe still on the Ember in the backline here as Pudge dies very quickly to Dragon. Oh, blinking out, he's TPing out on Ember. Ember's alive. Festival.
We got big creep way bottom though.
Did one of their towers die? You're right. One of their towers did die. To the siege creep. I don't know why I just turned southern for a second there. But Festival's hitting fast and hard, but he, outside of killing the Axe there, he had to run away.
They know the Abba's not there.
Ember's trying to connect with Abaddon here. They might get Dragon. Dragon under an Observer. Chains connects, doesn't have Manta, has Force Staff, is going to get bashed, dead. Has buyback. The team was split on feeding time. Smoke used.
A little confused why they're farming jungle in that situation, but...
Axe is in base. Festival has already TP'd back. Jammies are grouping up here in 10 seconds when Pudge is alive. They're going to have a minute window without this Dragon Mirana, who has buyback. That's a nice Observer spotted by this sentry. Will break the smoke to kill it.
Axe is 25 now.
Chose for the Berserker's AoE. Can definitely catch multiple heroes with it. Has Refresher on Axe, so we can see multiple calls from Axe, multiple Slark ultis, and the Blink hook from Pudge misses. Any other crazy stuff? Mirana has an empty slot somehow. Refresher on Warlock is queued up, but saving the buyback. The team is locked in. Feeding time. Want to end this series as a 1-1 to secure better matchups in this Swiss stage. Disruptor has been chilling with a Blink Ags for quite a while. But also holding on to that buyback. Nobody else on Jammies has buyback. But perhaps a Roshan can make up for this fact, as Pudge is just kind of solo killing it. It will not roar because Radiant killed it last. So a smoke and a Mirana ult coming out from Radiant here, just the Mirana ult. Slark. Under vision, Hex! He did get his BKB off! Arrow, oh my god, the Axe call onto the Ember Spirit! Ember Spirit is still alive. Mirana in! Mirana! Kills the Pudge right after he picks up the BKB. That's a Death Shadow Demon. Has buyback. Will Pentas send it? Nice 3-man ulti. Refresher used by Anna. Trying to fight. Axe dropping low. Doesn't have a call before he dies! Axe with the massive call! Anna going in, getting the kill. Dragon dealing damage as well. Nice cheese on Dragon. Stays alive. That's a buyback. From GSKW, buyback arrow. Oh! Latches onto the creep. Slark, Abyssal Blade. No save here. He's gonna get force staffed back, but he's gonna die. Has buyback available. Axe dead on dieback.
So many creeps in their base, though.
If only your Poogies could defend your base. If you high-five your Poogies, they evolve into strong beings that can defend your base. Look it up, guys. And then when you look it up, you'll prove me wrong, and then we can all forget that this ever happened. The Refresher Shard picked up on Mirana. He also picked up the cheese that he used in the fight. Banner is on the Shadow Demon. So everything was picked up by Feeding Time, except the Aegis, snatched by Danathan, who died right as he picked it up. Slark's doing damage, man. But
Yeah.
I really think the Ags would be great, because it'll allow the reset. You just go out of the fight, breathe for a couple of seconds, get the healing from your ulti's passive. Arrow is gonna land. Don't want to spend the buyback on the Slark, though. That's a lot of damage.
Trying to just
From the
pop
Mirana.
that.
Yeah.
That.
Oh, Blinken gets the Tower Festival. Ember on a dieback as well. Blink from Festival going for the racks. They know now the last 10 seconds, even if Radiant have buyback, they don't want to spend it. But Mirana goes in, Dragon! Dies, he has buyback, is going to spend it. Hook, misses. They have Golem in 30 seconds. That's an arrow on the Ogre, Ogre dead. Chasing the Pudge, Pudge gets Blink out in time. Disruptor blinks, everyone from Jammies is escaping. Mega Creeps secured. 8k lead. What does Gaben have to say? 92% win chance to the team with Mega Creeps. Hard to disagree with that, because even when there was only 2 lanes of Rags down, there was a lot of creeps in their base killing the towers. Actually, both towers died. Yeah, both towers died to creeps. So Feeding Time
Now
might...
Fort now. I think they need to find this Abba outside of base. I don't think that they can rely upon taking a fight in their base. The Abba's just gonna kill it with no fort.
They, even if they break the Abba with a Demonic Purge, Abba can get ulti off by pressing it.
Yeah.
So the only way is to silence him. Silence and break him. And I don't think they have a silence. The taunt, the axe taunt doesn't count as a silence for that interaction, right? It is more so like a stun, right? Like it's a
I
taunt.
believe so.
Yeah, it's not a silence. So it is a very difficult kill. They'd have to almost catch him when he's yawning, so he doesn't press R. Slark, 300 gold away from his Ags, Synth, and buyback. 1 minute away, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute away from the beautiful 60-minute items, which I can think would only like really benefit Jammies more, because if they get Necronomicon book, if they get Meteor Hammer, this ancient's dying. If they get Stygian Desolator, you know, it'll be very, very difficult. And a nice cast range maybe on Envirea to give more, to keep distance away from this axe.
Oh, and a
get the ulti
DD.
off. It does expire in 20 seconds here. Slark hits the 500 last hits. What an achievement. Which Festival has already gotten 120 last hits before. Smoke from Disruptor. Is it to place observers or is it to end the game? The best
End the
time to
game.
strike is when the enemy least expects it. It's minute 60. New neutral items have spawned. Pudge is kind of just walking up the base. Oh, goodness me! Oh, goodness me! That's an Abyssal Blade! That's a DD! Mirana in trouble. Has to... Manta? Is hexed. Is going to finally leap away. And... the Banish. The Vanish. Yes, yeah, I said it. I did the thing. Oh, call onto all the creeps and Pudge. Pudge. Oh! Blink ulti from Disruptor! That's a dead Slark! He has buyback! Massive ult from Disruptor there. Slark has to use buyback. Ancient taking some damage from the creeps, but Slark's gonna kill a Blink call again. Force Staff tried to save the Pudge, but Pudge is gonna die, get dunked. Disruptor or Shadow Demon will die, can't get Disruption off, no buyback. Ember Spirit runs away, Axe uses Refresher, second BKB, gets a call only on the Ogre this time. Slark in base trying to defend with the creeps, nobody's helping the Axe, gets the Shadow thing on to keep the Axe alive for a couple of seconds.
On the Ava. Oh.
Axe has to buy back BKB from the Slark
The creeps are too much.
and Refresher. No buyback for a minute and a half on this Shadow Demon. They don't have the wave clear. Axe is the only wave clear they have, really. You know, that's something we could have noticed 62 minutes ago, huh? Great work. We're doing
I mean, to be fair, they have traditional wave clear. They don't have mega.
Oh! Gets the break off on the Axe. Another massive ulti from Envy Rhea here. Axe still alive, but just barely. Festival has his ult in 2 seconds. Glimpse. Slark. Broken. The Hex is purged off with the Shadow Reef. Dark Pact. What is this one called? Depth Shroud. Those are spell names that we're also learning as we go. Those are 2 massive ults by Envy Rhea. Okay, guys. Give me just a second to look at the items, okay? Divine Regalia on Abaddon. Please, don't go in, Ember, please. We have Fallen Sky on Ogre Magi. And that's all the tier 5s so far.
On Sky and Pudge now.
Alright. He got the movement speed buff. Intelligence buff. Or minus intelligence, sorry, on Ogre. Which is great, because he literally has 0 intelligence. How's Slark needs 4 shards. Mirana 3. Axe 2. Nowhere near for the supports. Only 1 shard needed for Envy Ray as a Shadow Blade. I love that purchase. Arrow's gonna connect. Oh, they get the purge off on it. Disruptor is gonna be okay. Feeding Time was not in a position to come help here. As Mirana desperately wanted to finish that jungle item. Disruptor is thinking about what item he will get now. Same with Ember Spirit. They both have enough shards. They're still thinking. They're thinking hard. Thinking real hard. Blink from Pudge onto the Axe. Axe will use BKB. Abyssal Blade in the bottom. Slark! Oh my goodness, that would have been a dieback, but he gets his ulti off. And a BKB. Both BKB on Axe and Slark are used. Dire times for Radiant indeed. As a nice Searing Chains onto 2 here. Only buyback on the supports for Feeding Time. Axe has Refresher in 2 seconds here. Slark has his in 5. Another Blink coming here from Pudge. BKB, ulti. Nice save. Oh, Slark has to use his ult to survive. Refreshes, BKBs, go again. Ogre's dead. Nice Static Storm. Try and control the fight. Pudge will die as well. Ember running away with very little HP, but that's a Slark dieback. Festival destroying the backline here, but now massive kill from Penta onto Festival. 3 deaths on Festival, as Anna points out. A little deep from Glenburn here, as he's going alone. Buyback from Ember and Abaddon, as they recognize that this is a Slark dieback. Trying to keep Axe alive at any cost, as he's under a sentry. Force Staff, Glimmer. Oh! Meteor Hammer on top of the Axe. Axe blinks out. The base, Abyssal Blade Mirana. Miranda has buyback now. He can afford to die. Dead Festival! That's a dieback! Oh my goodness! Arrow!
Wow, wow, wow.
Going in. Dragon gets another kill. The massive arrows
Go,
damaging.
Go, Dragon, go.
Go, Dragon! Go, Dragon! Ember gets the Hex off. Break! Penta with another break. Just get. There's gonna be another diamond!
Arrow.
He doesn't go with the high ground. Arrow! Triple kill! Dragon! They're doing it. Feeding Time's doing it. They have like
Look at all these
600 creeps
I
to
gotta
go
kill.
through.
Come on.
4 deaths on Festival
Wow.
in the
Ah,
entire
she's just
series.
taunting him.
I need some way of shoving out mid.
Yeah. I need to shove every lane.
Oh, goodness me.
They also
They're
wanna get the
prioritizing
tier
jungle
6s.
items. Yeah, this is tricky.
Go get a
Tricky,
Roshan or
tricky.
something.
Did they fat finger 40? They fat fingered 40. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that is very tough. I will say, a small note, but kind of important. Festival now just doesn't have a neutral item.
Festival does not have a neutral item. You're right.
Wow. So disgraced.
Someone has to kill the siege creeps. Shadow Demon cannot.
It's
Glooburn
struggles of support life right
understands the assignment. Alright, Slark thinking about his item, Axe thinking about his item, Mirana thinking about the item, everyone on Radiant is thinking about their item. The supports will get their options shortly here as well. We got 2 diebacks on Festival and G. The letters are GSKW. There were letters in the name. But they are going to respawn now. Roche is falling. It did die to Radiant, so it will roar. Slark is going to use his Death Shroud. Oh, Pudge has like 1 billion health. Goes in on the Disruptor, or the Shadow Demon that has Disruption. Slark, BKBs, going on to the Pudge. Pudge gets bashed for a bajillionth time. Oh, Golem's dropped. Festival joins the fight. He just respawned. Glimpse back, massive ulti from the Disruptor. And that's a dead Mirana. Has buyback, is going to spend it. Axe is defending the base. He's not helping the team. He can't help the team. Ancient's going to fall.
Take this fight without the axe.
Warlock is going to fall. Dies as well. Has buyback. That's a Golem on death. Buyback is still held for a couple of more seconds. Abaddon has ulti. Festival not afraid here. As Ogre will perish. Very, very spooky stuff. Static Storm already used by this Disruptor. Arrow is going to connect, is going to give information. But that's a Pudge going on to Penta. Still alive. Massive call onto 2. Pudge dead. That's a refresher. Second call on Abaddon. Abaddon has his ulti. Pops ulti. Buyback comes out from Danathan Durite. Ember has to run away. Doesn't have buyback as well. That's some creeps to help Axe in the team fight. But Slark, goodness me, he's going to die. That's a dead Ana. Axe, 1 versus 4. He has buyback in 40 seconds. 40 seconds.
Blueburn.
Glueburn. Bluegurn. Gluefern. And Dire press Fortification as well for some reason. Some people are pressing 40 for fun. They have to wait 20 seconds for Axe buyback. Warlock is going to spend his. He does not have any abilities. He has Book of the Dead. Axe doesn't have money. Axe in 10 seconds doesn't have money. Nice disruption save. Mirana. Holy damage from the Mirana. Abaddon trying to keep him alive. The base dropping a little low. That's going to be a dieback. Axe. Pudge. Oh, massive ult. Disruptor. With another huge ulti. The save coming out from Penta. No, the AoE. What is this AoE from Disruptor? Static Storm radius 25. Penta tried to walk out of this radius,
They
but
need the
couldn't.
Oh, here we
illusions to
go.
go crazy.
Abba illusions. 2 Disruptor charges. Abba has his ulti. He's not afraid of his own illusions. Ancient dropping low. No fortification.
Disruption in 1. No.
Oh, GG. What a close game, ending at the 69-minute mark. Nice. What a way to kick off Sealson 1. Season 1 of Sealson. Thanks for giving me a stroke, guys. that was great. What a beautiful, beautiful game number 2. Definitely worth for feeding time to recognize that they have the good attributes and abilities to take on map movements and team fights, and bringing this game back from what was an assured loss. Hopefully they don't take game 1's loss too close to heart. It's just a festival tinker think, right? I'm sure he's never going to play that hero again for the rest of the season, because it'll always be banned unless you want him to go 15-0 and 15 again. Thoughts, ladies and gentlemen? What do you guys have for me? Or lady and gentleman? There's only one of you. I don't know where the plural came from.
It's a crazy game. That was
That's a graph.
I think the graph is absolutely bonkers. I think if your feeding time kind of less to take away from this is you really just got to clean up a couple of minutes in the first 20 minutes, and I think that like it fixes a lot of the problems that they faced in both these games. Specifically this game, just wait to take these big engagements until your supports hit level 6 and until you've hit your power spike timings on your items. They've drafted a really solid lineup. They played against some really good players on PJs, and it's one of those situations where you lose both games, but I think there's really good lessons to take away. I think for PJs, their support duo played really well. This Rhea Disruptor is something that he's it's, if I'm not mistaken, his most played hero by a wide margin. I think a lot of teams might want to consider taking that hero out in the first phase. He did a lot in team fights in both of these games. Some really crucial ults, great glimpses all throughout the game. And it was interesting, whereas game 1, it felt like GSW or GSKW just kind of went off in all of the mid game. He had a really great early mid game and then kind of tapered off quite a bit and disappeared for a lot of that game. Became a much harder game for him to have high impact in, but he still did his job well. And then it really was just Festival doing what he does, and that Pudge Ag's timing became something that was very difficult to play up against. So this is just really fun Dota all around, and I think there's a lot of good things for both sides to be taken away. Obviously, great to come out with the 2-0 if you're on the side of jammies, and I think for feeding time, it's one of those like one of the things we would always do back in the entropy days is this would be like we spend like an hour and a half watching replays in 2 speed, 1.5 times speed, 6 times speed, just rewatching the game and seeing stuff together. And I think there's a lot of really good things that you can take away that you can build off of and apply into your future games throughout this tournament. And especially with the way this is set up, this being early in the season is something that's kind of like a good loss to have. That you can look back, focus on a couple of things, clean those up, and I think both these teams are really strong going the rest of the way through here.
Yeah.
What he said.
There you go. No, I agree. Definitely. What did I do to the Warlock's body? Just disappeared. He's like laying. There you go. I don't know why that mattered. Yeah. The game 2, I would say, should instill a lot of confidence in that team. A few very, very... They're almost like small and easy to overlook mistakes, but the cost of them piles up very quickly in the mid game. Like you said, those getting the fights right before the supports hit 6, or right before the Slark gets his his diffusal blade. So just like small things where you're like, oh, that's like just a small thing, who cares? But the outcome of the fights changes drastically, and then the way the map changes because of that, and who's dominating the upper area of the map, and then the tormentor spawns, and everything just builds on itself. So great stuff. What build? What item build? Oh, the Midas sheep. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you know, Abyssal minute 60 is okay. That's acceptable. Minute 60 Abyssal Ogre. That's acceptable. Yeah. I liked it. It was good. More control for the slippery Slark. Dragons. Go Dragons. Alright, well, I think that's all I have. There's another game. I think they started an hour later, so this might be like game 2. Not sure how deep it is. Not sure if we're doing a cast of it or just taking a look at it. Maybe we're just gonna take a look at it and head out. But yeah, I enjoyed casting. I hope you guys enjoy the VOD when you're watching it later. That was a good series to watch. Definitely.
And the music.
The music was great. Yeah, 20 minutes into this game. VOD will be up when I end the stream. I could end it right now, honestly. Because I don't think I'm casting this. I don't know nothing about these teams. I don't even know the names of the players. Like, what if I mispronounce this guy's name, Mid or Chen, you know? You never know. But yeah, I'm about to put this VOD up. And I will see you guys next weekend for another Saturday evening amateur league action. Sealson 1. I'm getting a kick out of the Sealson thing, by the way. It's pretty funny. It's very simple and witty. Anything else to add, you two?
Good night, Atoda.
Yeah, it's fun. It makes me want to go play.
Yeah, maybe we'll play a game. Alright, Mad Dog out.